also happy International Happiness Day. I know Rotus loves me saying that.
Oh, Ayo,
It's
you.
time for Business Express 981 here as part of Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Rotus is in the building. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning to all the happy people that I saw fighting in traffic this morning. So nobody can be angry today.
Rotus isn't alone. Rotus is here with Abiola from Afi Invest. Good morning,
Yeah,
Abiola.
good morning, Aya.
Good to have you. Are you happy today?
I am.
Oh, great.
Obviously.
All right, Lagos, you can join the conversation on WhatsApp. 0809 444 is the number to send that message to. And on Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Business Express 981.
All right, thank you. Well, the stock market wasn't happy yesterday, but we'll see if it is today. Market was down by 0.14%. 31,082 points is where we closed. 82.32 points is where we closed. So far this month, the market is down by 2.01%. So far this year, the market is down by 1.11%. That's actually one of my favorite songs, 111 by Jay Dilla. You guys should look up that song. Anyway, moving on to the number of gainers and losers, we had 16 gainers led by First Aluminum, up by 7.14%, 18 losers led by Presco. I don't even know if I'm going to get to any stories today because Business Express is turning into a very interactive show. So we must answer all the questions we've been getting from our listeners, starting with ones we couldn't answer yesterday. Abiola is going to help us out. First of all, from Ugboma Chidoze, it says, good morning, guys. When you say the government can't reach or hasn't taxed the informal sector, what about the people collecting money from market women? What would you call that? We're also talking about the Keke Napep, Okadas, downfall buses. Will we call that a tax?
So within that space, right, a lot of the tax that have been collected are quite informal as well. But a bit of it is actually formal in the sense that they go to the local authorities.
Okay.
Let's look at the local government, for example, Etiosa, right? So the amount that is paid by bikemen, a bit of portion of it that is paid by bikemen,
Okay.
The downfall drivers, the sort of people that are operating in that space.
Right.
So it could just be that, let's say the first amount that they pay during the day goes to the local authority, and every other bit of it goes to the association and the NRLTW.
Okay.
The MOs, like for bike man, I think the association is called MOs, MOAL.
Okay.
And so those kind of just goes for their own organization and whatever it says to use it for.
Mm-hmm.
But the structure, there needs to be structured.
Right. Exactly.
And again, it is that system that funds the sort of toll grid that you have in Lagos.
Right,
So it's something that needs to be addressed as well and looked into.
Because it's manual. There's no official record where it's displayed that this is how much was collected from these people.
Well, they would show proof of tickets.
All right. Okay. Moving on from that. Another question we got was from Yinkus. He said, good morning, guys. Please explain the 50 million naira requirement to buy treasury bills directly from the federal government. Is it tax deductible as well?
Okay, so for T-bills, what you have for T-bills is that I think in 2017, before then, for you to buy T-bills, you just have a minimum, I think, 1,000 or 5,000 for you to buy T-bills. And there was excessive demand within the markets, and rates were continued to. So rates in the market. So around the time that you had high inflation. So as a way of rewarding buyers of T-bills, what you had for the T-bills rate was, if the rate on the T-bills rate was really higher than inflation. So this is around 2017, January 2017, for example. The inflation rate around that time was around 18.7%, right? So what you had for most rates in the market from 2016 to 2017 was that treasury bills rate was very high. So as in what the government now did as a bit of reducing the interest in that market was to introduce this criteria that for you to buy T-bills, you have to have a minimum of 50 million naira as a rate. So, but again, people still buy T-bills. You have investment houses, for example, like our house.
Right.
What they do is that they aggregate buyers of T-bills.
Right.
Have a minimum of bring in a minimum of this amount to be able to get T-bills. So we'll buy T-bills in our own name, right? And then you'll be able to now allocate to other investors that are interested in T-bills. So for the T-bills is not tax deductible. You don't pay tax on treasury bill investments.
Cool. All right. Also from Yinkas as well. Why do you pay 10% tax on dividend investments deducted from source, and yet LIRS still wants to tax the remaining 90% as personal income tax? I'm not sure if that's correct. What do you think?
So for that, for when you receive dividend income, a bit of it is tax, which is correct. A bit of it is tax. So you have two types of tax on normally from capital markets perspective. You get, so you have a capital gains tax. Capital gains tax in the sense that when you sell a security,
Yes.
so you bought the security at 5 naira, it's now 10 naira, or it's now 7 naira, and then you sell you pay capital gains tax on the 2 naira.
Okay.
Right. So for dividend income as well, when you receive your dividend income, you pay a bit of tax on it, and that is it.
So there's no, that 90% part is not.
There's no additional tax on it.
Okay, cool. Yet another question. I can't remember who sent this one, but this was about. I apologize, sending your name if you remember you sending this question. The NUs, the annual fuel stations that we're seeing is no longer, they've replaced the Owandos. So can you help us? Sorry, I forgot who sent that question in, but at least we're answering it. So can you explain what's going on with why NU is replacing Owando?
So for the story around Owando becoming NU is that so for Owando, I think in 2017 or in 2018 they announced that they were going to be divesting from their downstream segment of their investment, and they restructured their company in a way. So if you notice, Owando's name now is OVH.
Okay.
Right. So they entered into like a sort of a joint venture with two other global partners. So the first one was they entered the joint venture with Vitol. So Vitol is one of the largest refinery companies in the world, right? And so they entered the joint venture with Vitol, and also entered another one with Helios Partners. So Helios Partners is a private equity firm based in Africa. So they are Nigerians, but their focus is mostly for Africa. So that's why their name. That's why you see that Vitol, Wando's name is now OVH.
Right.
So it's just like so sort of a joint venture. So it doesn't mean so between the space. So they are midstream business. So Wando used to play within the downstream, midstream, and then upstream. Their midstream business also has another name. I think ALX or something, LX or something like that. So so what you're now seeing for NU within that space is that so NU is the brand. It's the business that Vitol's presence in Nigeria is called NU. Let me just put it as NU. So what happened within that space is that petroleum marketers didn't want Vitol to come into the space directly because they felt Vitol was a big player, and then it's very possible for them to wipe them off the market. So what they decided to bring in is a new brand. So that's why you have NU that within that space that you're now saying that for one of those stations they're taking over the stations and the branding according to NU. So when you think about NU, you just think about Vitol.
Nice. All right. So if you're driving into a fuel station and you see NU and you're wondering what's happened, there is your answer. Okay, I think that's covered all the questions. Please continue to send in your questions. We will spend the entire show answering all your questions. How much time we got there? Let's see if we can address this little bit of beef between the CBN governor, Mr. Emefiele, and the chairman or the director general of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Muda Yusuf. Mr. Muda Yusuf of the LCCI was criticizing the CBN for placing FX bans on textiles. There's also been blowback on the bans on oil palm. So Mr. Emefiele came back saying, well, the ban was needed because the imports from textiles was destroying the local industry. Where do you come in between their little spats, their little back and forth? I know, right? Give us you're somebody, you're Biola of Afro Invest. What your opinion?
So within that space, for textile, since 2015, textile, oil palm, and 40 other items.
Right.
It's listed as 42 items.
Yes.
And 40 other items were restricted from accessing foreign exchange from the official market. That's from CBN. So what the CBN is saying now is that despite these restrictions, importation of textile, importation of palm oil hasn't reduced as much as they would have loved it to reduce. Because it has reduced. Right, as much as they would have loved it to reduce. So what I think is that local players within the space are now have been lobbying the CBN to introduce a full ban. Which is what they're trying to achieve right now. That the CBN is saying that we're going to put a full ban to importation, and then the argument is that it's going to drive local production. So our view at Afro Invest is that when you introduce this kind of bans, it's in its own space. It's a good strategy to drive local production. But again, you might want to ask yourself this question: that have we decided on the things that we want to have comparative advantage in producing?
Right.
And as long as we don't have that conversation, we'll keep on having haphazard economic policies or monetary policies that if you have a new CBN governor or you have a new president down the line, they might just change it and then it all comes to failure.
All right.
I see. I
Now,
see.
there's
I see.
one question,
Okay.
Rotus, that someone's flagged off that you didn't answer from yesterday. So,
Oh, yes.
Ibrahim here says, speaking of oil, what's the gist to the certain $9 billion Nigeria is owing in some international oil deal that went south? It's a fine plus accrued interest.
True.
I know you
Yes.
spoke about this
Yes.
yesterday.
So the agreement that was made, a company, I can't remember the name, was supposed to make I think it was a natural gas agreement or so back in Jonathan's era, and they said the government reneged on the agreement, and the company now got a judgment against them. I think it was 7 billion initially or so, but then this 9 billion is now additional interest on top.
Exactly.
I will say this, so this is the gist I've had, and I can't, please just take this as what it is. I understand that the way some of these agreements are structured early, there's almost like some kind of idea towards, they almost feel like Nigeria will not actually meet the terms of the agreement, and it's almost like like a scam. It's like, hey, get into this agreement with the Nigerian government, quickly put it together, get somebody inside there to sign it. We know they won't meet up, so now we take them to court and then collect all this money. Again, I can't substantiate any of this, but there've been a lot of these things that have been coming out lately, and so I don't know, I almost want to side with President Buhari for not moving ahead and refusing to pay and wanting to fight this in court. We'll see how it goes. But right now,
we'll see how it plays out, and I'm sure if you have more updates, you would
we'll provide it. But the threat is that 9 billion is actually going to affect our reserves and other things if we are forced to pay it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
If you are forced to pay it, will affect
Right, we have to wrap up now.
Okay, I'm wrapping up. Abiola of AfriInvest, thank you so much for answering all our questions.
Rotus, thank you so much. Rotus, you have a few more questions.
We'll answer them tomorrow.
The assignment again home. Perhaps
no problem.
Tomorrow you won't come with any stories.
Exactly, just answer questions.
Answer the questions from your people. All right, Lagos, thank you so much for being a part of today's conversation. Don't forget, Rotus will be taking your questions tomorrow, so please stay tuned. He's back tomorrow at 6.